How can we improve our focus during our meditations?
Many times as we meditate, um, we have this feeling like there's darkness, and since we're told that as we meditate, we'll experience the light, so we start to feel as if we're doing something wrong. Yeah. Hazur Baba Savan Singh Ji Maharaj would often say that when someone says they're experiencing darkness, that's recognizing the fact they're experiencing something. That means at least their focus is in the right arena, and they're not distracted by thoughts and other activities which are going to put them into another arena wherever the thought will take them. So recognizing that there's darkness is there's nothing wrong with it, there's nothing bad about it. It's the beginning of our spiritual journey. We are focusing, we are able to recognize that there's darkness. And as we are able to do that, then we will know that as we keep our focus there, and even though if the focus goes out to the body, we need to bring it back. So one of the keys is not to have the thoughts come to us, to do our Simran properly, to practice our Simran more and more so that our Simran is able to keep our thoughts away, so that we're not distracted, so that our gaze is proper. So as we gaze properly, and as the thoughts don't come to bother us, then with time, what we experience at the beginning as darkness will sprout forth and then light will shine through. So I would say practice the Simran more and more. Make sure that the Simran works well. Keep with the meditation, don't leave off and say, oh, it's all dark, so why should I even spend my time? Just recognizing that there's darkness is also good. It's a step in the right direction. And so as we do that and repeatedly do that, with time and with practice, we definitely will be able to experience the lights and the joys and the blissful states within.
How must we carry ourselves in community gatherings after a spiritual discourse?
Our path talks about positive mysticism. It talks about living in the society, discharging our responsibilities, and along with that, being focused on God, because that's the most important aspect of our life, is to be one with God, to experience God in our lifetimes. And so, when we are in a spiritual gathering, and our attention is more and more on the meditative part of our life, as we from the gathering, let's say we are in the satsang and we go to the langar. Okay? So if you go to the langar, then we meet a lot of people, and you sit around a table, you have 7, 8 other people around you, and so if you're gonna just close your eyes and sit there, definitely you'll have interesting names that people will call you by. But while we are there, we can gain from the experience of others, we can be with others, we can share our feelings, that we can learn from them. There will be others who might have been following the path more than we have. And so it's a process by which we all can gain. Okay? So when we are gathering after a spiritual program, it's not that we become a recluse. Our path is not saying that we just stay in an area, in a room, or wherever we are, with the banks of a river or a mountain, and we just keep ourselves away from society. That's not what this path is talking about. God has sent us in these societies. We need to live in our own societies and our own cultures. But we need to do the best that we can to reach our goal. The goal is to find oneness of our soul with God. So we need to become ethical human beings, we need to become good human beings, and we need to consider everyone a part of our family. And so when we have opportunities to meet with others, then we want to uplift them too. Like we better ourselves, and in the process we better everyone else. Yeah. So the key is that when we have these meetings, that we don't go into what generally happens in the world outside, or people who are not like spiritually inclined. So first thing is, we should not be criticizing anything. First thing most people do when they meet is they criticize. Oh, that guy did this and this person did that. How could they do this? We all talk like that, when we meet. So don't criticize. Don't get like angry at anyone. Don't be like in a race with anyone where you have to compare yourself with someone else. So that as we interact with others, it should be an uplifting atmosphere where you're talking about goodness of life. You're talking about something good that happens in life, something good that can be achieved, something spiritual, and then you'll find that the benefits of being in a spiritual gathering will keep on continuing with you. So our path is saying that we should not just keep our head down and like come out of the meeting and go to a car and go home. We're saying, okay, we are here, this is a community, we should interact in the community, we should do the best we can, we should make the community more uplifting by, first of all, bettering ourselves. So the best person we can help is ourselves, okay? So we need to become more ethical, we need to be more calmer, we need to be more humble, we need to be more loving, we need to be more compassionate, we need to be more non-violent in thought, word and deed, and we need to control our anger and our jealousies, okay? And so those are the traits we work on. But we do interact with others because as we are getting to be better, our interactions with others will also get better. And as they get better, they uplift them too. And so the key is to try to perfect ourselves. No one's perfect here. If we're perfect, we'll be up there. So we're all imperfect in one manner or another. Okay? We might think we are perfect. We might think, oh, I'm the best person in the world. But if we were the best person in the world, we would be with God, right? So we won't be here. So we're all learning. This lifetime is a learning process. We learn. Every thought we have, every word we have, every deed we have, we're learning. We're gaining something. So we should always be open to learning. And learning will come when we meet someone. You can't just learn everything by yourself. So when we interact with someone, that should be the feeling. And if we gain something, then we can give that to someone too. It's like, let's say you're good in maths, so if you find a child who can be helped, then you can teach them some more maths. Okay? So if we have something we can give to someone, and when we are in the gathering, we can gain from other people, because the other people might have those traits that we might not, and by talking to them, by looking at them, by being with them, we say, boy, that's a great listener. So most of our problems is we don't learn how to listen. See, no school teaches us how to listen. I think it should be, if there was a period on listening in each school, we'll all be very good human beings. We as human beings want to tell someone what we know. We say, I know this, you don't know that, let me tell you, boy, I'm a big guy, I know, more than you. So we all want to tell someone. And so in that process, in a conversation, what happens when someone's saying something, as soon as we hear a couple of words that we know, we say, I know more about this, we start talking. So we don't have the capabilities of listening, we have never learned those. And I think those people who learn the capabilities of listening are the ones who gain a lot. Because when they listen, and they listen properly, then they know where to interject. And they interject at the right place and uplift the whole environment. And sometimes conversations go in the wrong direction, because if someone's saying something, another person says something else, and the first person feels, I've been cut out, and then all kinds of difficulties come into your life. Okay? And so anger comes in, and all these other things come in. So I think to listen is a very good trait. And so to listen is also like sitting in silence. It's an extension of a meditative state. What is meditation? Is to listen to the divine sounds within, right? And so if there's any distractions, we don't listen to the divine sounds, we do not see the divine light. And what are our distractions? Our distractions are the thoughts that are coming to us. Okay? So the key to meditation is we try to silence ourselves, to try to get the distractions out. And so the same thing applies to the world outside. Like when we interact with others, we should put our best things out there. If we learn the capability of listening, then we can interact very nicely, because then we interject at the right moments. And then as we are uplifting ourselves, we are uplifting others too. There's a saying in the East, says something to this effect, कि जंगल में मोर नाचा किसी ने ना देखा. So it is saying that the peacock, when the peacock puts its feathers out, it's a very beautiful sight. Okay? So saying when the peacock is putting his beautiful feathers out and is dancing in the jungle and no one's seeing it, then no one's gaining from that beautiful sight. And so similarly, as we try to better ourselves, when we interact with others, then they will also gain from whatever we've achieved. Okay? Because if we are getting better and we just are living in a corner someplace and not interacting with anyone, so whatever we have gained, the society is not getting any better. So when we come to a spiritual program, then we're gaining spiritually, and to interact with others is good, I think, because it gives us an opportunity to be able to, whatever gains we have, to share with others, or whatever gains someone else has had, that they can share with us, so we all are uplifted.
What is the purpose of our lives, and how can we achieve it?
We can all go back to God in this lifetime. That's what the teachings of the great saints are all about. We need to find a connection with God. So the first thing that we need to do in life is to realize who we are. Most of us think of ourselves either by the name that we've been given, or the profession that we carry out, or the relationship that we have. And so all of these make us think of ourselves as being a physical being. Okay. As life goes on, and as we have opportunities to go through life, we find people physically leaving. Physical death is a part of life. And when that happens, then the realization sets in, what really did happen with this person? Because if you go to a funeral, or if you go to visit someone who's passed away, they're the same size. They haven't shrunk. All the parts of the body are there. It's not like one hand has gone away, or a leg is gone, or something's happened. But that body cannot talk, they cannot walk, they cannot do anything. And so one starts to wonder, what is it that has gone out of this body? And I think it's then that one starts to realize that there's a power behind the body, and that power is our soul, our spirit. They call it Atma, Ruh. It has different names in different languages. So first of all, we need to realize that we are a soul, and this is a physical experience that God has given us through this body, through the physical body, so that we have an opportunity to know God. And in the East, there's belief of 8.4 million species called 84 lakh Jiya Jun, that there are 8.4 million species which are in this world. And our soul can transmigrate to any one of them. And they say it's in the human body that all the faculties that are required to know ourselves have been provided. So first we need to realize ourselves that we're not the body, we're the soul. And then once you realize you're the soul, then that soul has a purpose. What are we supposed to do in life? The purpose of each and every one of us who's in the human body is to know God, to get off the wheel of transmigration. Okay. So to do that, we need to connect with the divine power which brought all creation to being. Our scriptures are all saying the same thing. Love your neighbor, consider everyone your own. And all the tenets are just about the same in all the faiths. Okay? In the six scriptures, it said, just like it said in the Holy Bible, in the Holy Bible said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay? They're saying the God was there, and the holy word came from the God, and that's what created all creation. In the six scriptures, Kabir Sahib has said, Avval Allah Noor Paya, Kudrat ke sab bande, Ek Noor te sab jag upja, Kaun bhale kaun mande. He's saying, in the beginning was God. We can call God as Vaheguru or Allah or Paramatma or Ishwar or Jehovah or whatever name. It says from God came this creative power. We can call it Noor, we can call it Naam, we can call it Shab, we can call it the Holy Word, we can call it Kalma. And through that everything was created. So he says, who are we to say this is high and this is low, or this is good and this is bad? Because everything that was created by God is good. Yeah. So all of the scriptures are telling us it was God who created this creation. There's a power of God, we can give it different names, which is reverberating within each and every one of us. So our soul can connect with that power and take its journey back to God. That our soul is a part of God. That God, after creation, took parts of God and sent them to inhabit these regions. And our soul is a part of the whole soul. Okay? So we're a drop of the ocean of all consciousness. And so once we realize that we are soul, then we will take steps to have our soul meet God. First we need to connect with the divine power within ourselves, and that's what meditation does. Meditation is a means by which we take our attention away from the world outside and focus it within, because all the treasures are within ourselves. All the spiritual gains are within ourselves. And as we go within, then we'll be able to go up. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj has said, he says, Sab kich ghar mein, bahar nahi. Bahar tole so bharam bula. He's saying, everything that you want is within yourself. There's nothing on the outside. Outside is a world of illusion, it's a world of Maya. Because all the reality, all the spiritual treasures are within yourself. And he says, those who look for God, in the world outside, they're like living in a world of illusion. Because they think it'll be there. It's just like you go to a desert and you think, there's going to be water there. You go here, there's no water there. It just seems like it's there. Okay? And the same thing when you focus your attention on the world outside and you think that you reach God there, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying it's just a world of illusion. You think it's there, it's not there. Because what you see is not what is there, and what is there you never see. Okay? And so, saying everything is within you, you need to go within. And that's why at the heart of each faith is what is called the esoteric side of a faith, which is the inner side. There's the exoteric side of a faith, which is the outer side. The outer side deals with the rites and ritual. Let's say we go to a place of worship, we take our shoes off in some, we wash our hands in others, we have our head covers in some tradition. The other tradition, so if you have a head covered or you have a hat, they don't let you go in. Okay? You wear your shoes when you go in. If you don't have shoes, they don't let you go in. So these are like different traditions based on the cultures, based on the areas, and sometimes even in the same faith, these outer signs are different based on what part of the world they practice. These are different, but the inner side of a faith, which is the esoteric side of a faith, all deals with the soul, travels of the soul, and so when we read the lives and the teachings of the great saints and mystics who came in all traditions, in all religions, in all times, in all parts of the world, they all talk of the flight of the soul. That a soul can soar into the regions beyond. And these are regions which are spiritual regions. They are beyond the physical region. They're all within ourselves. And they're occurring concurrently with this region of ours. So at the same time, it's just like switching our attention from here to here. It's like nowadays we all have TVs and you got remote control. So you push the remote control, you got the sports channel. You push the remote control, you got the movie channel. You push the remote control, you got the news channel. And you push the remote control, you got all these sitcoms channel, And so they're all coming at the same time. So there's this channel of God, which is the holy word, which is the Naam of the Shab, which is reverberating within ourselves, and we can connect with it. Right now our attention is going in the world outside through our senses. A sense of sight, a sense of hearing, a sense of smell, taste and touch. They take our attention, put it in the world outside. But we need to go to the treasures which are within ourselves. So as we focus our attention within, then we'll be able to connect with the divine power within. And as we connect with the divine power within, then we'll be uplifted and we will be able to reach our goal. Our goal is to know God. Our goal is to be with God. And that happens as we go on the spiritual journey. And so that's the key to our existence. And that is what we have to recognize in life. And as we first realize who we are, then God realization comes into play. If we don't realize who we are, then our search would be in all directions which are not going to be fruitful. So first we need to realize we are a soul. Then we need to figure out mechanism by which that soul can soar into the inner regions. And then with help and guidance, we are able to traverse the inner spiritual regions so we can reach such kind of the region of our truth. And it's there that all of these coverings which are covering our soul, we got the physical body, we got the other coverings based on the other regions that we have to pass through. And when we get to such kind, all of these coverings are removed, and it's there that our soul merges in God. And so that's the goal of life we need to reach. So let us meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 to 10 inches in front of you. And those of you who have been initiated in mysteries or beyond, please do your Simran. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. So I pray to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and the gracious Master Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us here connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light and its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes, and I'll be getting you out of this meditation in just a few minutes. Please leave off. Please leave off.